think about the power of the masterminds. What does that really mean? I got to thinking about that, and I think a lot of times people don't realize that it is powerful to understand what a mastermind is. A lot of times you're already doing masterminds and you don't even realize it. Maybe you have a family and you have a significant other. Well, you're in a mastermind right there a lot of times because you're thinking about the family, what you're doing. That's a mastermind. Let's say you're at work and you've got coworkers and you're working on a project and you're huddling together and you're working together on the project. That's a mastermind. And let's say you're starting a business and you're not sure what to do. And what do? Hopefully, you seek people that are better than you in that area or where you're lacking. And then that becomes a mastermind. So there's so many different ways, but if you don't realize you're doing it, you miss the power of it, of being intentional in it, like in your job or your business. You get together on a regular basis and you're talking about the things that you need to work on, what you need to get better at, what you need to be doing differently. And so a lot of times we sit back and we lean on our own understanding and we try to say, well, I think I should do this, I think I should do that. And I think about that and I say, when I say that, I think, then I say, oh, I need to get with somebody that's way better at me where I'm lacking, and then form a mastermind. And you don't have to go out and say formally it's a mastermind, but I want you to know the concept of it. Like, again, when I go back to your home life and your family life with the mastermind, maybe you're talking about your children. Maybe you're having to meet with the teacher. That becomes a mastermind when you're with your family and you're talking to the teacher on how your child could do better. That's a mastermind because you're working together for the betterment. And that's in the most simplistic form of what a mastermind is. Now, how can you use the power of it for you? Especially, let's relate it in business. I love masterminds. And here's why. A lot of times, like I said earlier, we have gaps. I'm going to call them gaps because we don't know everything, right? And I don't know everything, but I want to know the person that knows everything in that area. So what do? I form a mastermind because I can ask questions, but you got to be able to have a give and take there. They're in there. You're both, maybe it's the betterment of the business, maybe the betterment of for yourself. Masterminds take work. They take intentionality. They take planning. They take diving in and being brutally honest with each other and be able to say whatever you want to that person, your thoughts, and not be like, oh, be shut down. Like sometimes you'll have a boss or a leader, like they don't want to hear it, and they'll hear it as long as you agree with them. But that's not what a mastermind is. A mastermind is that you can basically give your thoughts in an honest way and know that you will be received. And then what you're going to do is that when you, after you're talking and you're in the group, like with the teacher, with your children, there's a plan. And then you guys are going to go execute the plan. In business, the same thing. Before you leave, after you're talking, there's a plan in place. It's clear. You're going to execute. So you're not in the same spot when you meet again. That's what a mastermind does, because the goal is to get better each and every time that you meet, each and every time, and you're working on the same thing together in unison, because that's when great ideas form. A lot of times people say to me, I say I have a great idea, and they go, oh, she's got a great idea. But if they're in a mastermind with me, they're going to go, oh, let's hear what she's got to say. And the same thing for them. I want to hear what they have to say. So then we go, okay, does that going to work? And then you work it out. That's the same thing that you're doing. You don't even know you're doing it right now. You're doing it, but you haven't thought a little bit more about it intentionally to what the outcome could be for you, whether it's in business, personal life. It could be even your health. If you want to get better health and you're, still going to the fridge and eat whatever you want, maybe you need to get a nutritionist to help you line that up and figure out what that is. Then you form a mastermind there and, like, okay, what do I need to do? You find somebody that's better at you and where you're weak. And that helps you become strong. And I hope this makes sense. I don't want to confuse you, but I want to encourage you to think about today. Who can I form a mastermind with and why? And what would benefit them and what would benefit me? So it's a win-win. I want you to get started today. I want you to be intentional and write down 3 areas that you want to improve in right now. You know where they are, what they are. I don't have to tell you that. You're going to figure it out. Figure out 3 areas and then pick your top 1. Start there. Don't try to do 3 masterminds at one time. If they're totally different, pick one, get with that person, start there. Whether it's in business, whether it's personal, get started. Do it today. Form your first mastermind. And if you really want to dive deeper, join me on my free weekly mastermind on Think and Grow Rich on YouTube. You can find me there. Click subscribe and join me, and let's dive deeper together. Make each day a masterpiece. And oh, by the way, I'm Diane Lampe.